You know, we hear all the time, talk about them on the show all the time, specialized robots for many tasks. But our next guests are building a real-life robotic cop, or police officer, if you will. Those of you regular listeners know I'm a former police officer. So when we saw this, we said, I don't know what they're doing, but get them on the show because it's a police officer robot. This is pretty cool. Joining us on the program right now from the field here at Marlins Park is research coordinator for FIU, Jerry Miller. Jerry, welcome into tomorrow.
Thank you. Delighted to be here, Dave.
Glad to have you with us as well. And you brought with you the student lead of the Discovery Lab for FIU School of Computing and Information Science. Whew, that's a mouthful. And that is Shadeh Ferris-Francis. Shadeh, welcome into tomorrow.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Glad to have you with us as well. It's all about the robot police officer that happens to be, as if you're watching us on video now, standing behind the two of you. Tell us about Officer Hutch.
Okay, we started the program in 2012, the Discovery Lab. It's an undergraduate lab to capture innovation, inspiration from the students, and to use the lessons that they're learning within the computer science school and other schools, because we have a variety of engineers that join us. It's a multidisciplinary team from mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and electrical and computer engineering, as well as the primary folks from computer science who have developed this robot. Initially, we received a $20,000 grant from Lieutenant Commander Jeremy Robbins. He was in Afghanistan and saw that a lot of military personnel were injured coming back and faced retirement, even though they did not want to. And so he was looking for a way that military officers and police officers could continue to serve, and that we could continue to capture their experience, and that they would not be medically retired. So he came up with the idea of using the Avatar, or Telebot, as a telepresence robot. And so our students took off with that design, and were able to do this on a shoestring budget. With his $20,000 initial grant, we've added probably $10,000 or so now. So his total cost is about $30,000, and he's almost operational, with the exception that since we're a research center, we continue to do research and put the most advanced technologies that we can find into the robot. And Shadeh is our expert as the student lead for coordinating all of the student activities to do the research, to do our publications, and to make Hutch actually work.
Wow. So, Shadeh, what is it that then you guys as students are putting into Hutch? What are the kinds of things that you would expect Hutch to be able to accomplish, I guess, with the help of these retired officers, but not having to be medically retired so soon? Now they're still utilizing their experiences. I think that's awesome.
Yes, sir. Well, Telebot is a telepresence robot, so operators can control Telebot using sensors, particularly inertial measurement unit sensors, and the Connect, which we're working on implementing into our Telebot system. So we can use that. We can use voice, which is also something we're implementing into our system. So we have a variety of students from different disciplines, with mechanical engineers, electrical engineers. We have computer science majors. We've had biology and economics majors too involved in the lab and involved in the project. So
wow.
There's a variety of expertise spread across the lab. So different students from different backgrounds have input into the Telebot project.
Wow, it's no wonder that the lab has such a long name, because of all the involvement and all the various things that are going on, especially with the kinds of stuff that you guys are doing in this research lab. This is cool. So now give us an idea, a little bit more of an idea for, let's say, an injured officer who understandably doesn't want to be forced to be medically retired. How would he or she work with one of these robots?
Well, the goal too in this phase, at the end of phase 1, which is prototype 1, we're working on implementing different subsystems, different ways of controlling Telebot. So like I said, we use the inertial measurement unit sensors. For the Connect, we're looking to implement a pedal system too, joystick, a voice, keyboard control. So
for example, would an injured officer, even back at the station, be communicating through the robot to perhaps people on the street, or answering questions, or directing traffic at some point, or something like that?
Yeah, simple with a simple microphone communication. They could just talk through Telebot, give instructions, give warnings, and so forth. So they can also see using the virtual reality headset like the Oculus Rift or so, or even one the student implemented in the lab, so they can see what Telebot sees and interact with different control interfaces based on their desired comfort, or
Well, because we're looking at Officer Hutch behind you as a Telebot, and as Chris has been showing us a couple of times, there's a head with what looks like 2 cameras for eyes. So there you go. So you have that visual opportunity. And obviously he'll have movable limbs and can do things. Is this kind of like the step ahead from even a bomb detecting robot or something like that we've seen, we see on the news all the time, go up and deal with a problem area so as not to harm human life? Would Hutch be able to do those kinds of things too, do you think?
Oh yes, Hutch can be used for disaster recovery in dangerous situations such as bomb detonation and so forth.
So that a bomb tech might be controlling him to do much more than just the existing robot can do.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Well, where do you see this heading into tomorrow, if you will? I mean, what are you not doing that you think, wow, if we can only do this, we've got it covered now?
Wow, there are like a lot of possibilities. So for phase 2, which is the next version of Telebot, we are working on implementing voice recognition with neural networks, motion planning, object avoidance, chemical detection.
So he can become like an autonomous car even.
Yep, but
I mean, literally, well, semi-autonomous,
yeah.
Okay. But that's awesome that you guys are really thinking way ahead. And again, if blatant promotion of the show name, but that's what you're doing. You're bringing him into tomorrow. There's so many things that can be done. Phase 2, 3, 4, and 5, whatever. It's got to make you very excited, not only as a student, but Jerry, as the research coordinator at FIU, you got to be pumped about what they're doing.
Absolutely. And each semester we get a new set of students. Shadeh became the student lead this summer, led the effort. We did a demonstration August 26th when we inaugurated the tech station at FIU. Wow. So it was a great opportunity to show what we could do. The students worked all through the summer, and I've never been more impressed by folks than working with these students who work all night long, are completely dedicated to the project. Many of them are volunteers. Some of them are receiving minor pay in order to help them defray some of their educational costs. But for the most part, these folks are doing this because they believe in the project and they really love the technology.
Boy, and I can tell too with folks like Shadeh that they have a passion for it. So you're really pumped about these kind of things. Do you expect that perhaps this might be a product that can be available to police departments around the country? And if so, what might Officer Hutch, or whatever they want to call him, cost?
We certainly hope so. And again, we've been able to do this for about $30,000. We would need to smooth out some of the rough edges, put some things together. We would really like to keep this under about $50,000, maybe $75,000 tops, depending on the types of sensors and the capabilities that he would have. Wow. And that would vary based on how the police departments would like to use them.
Well, be sure and keep us informed by all means of the goings-on, because we want to be able to talk more about them and the success from your department and the whole research and all the things that you guys are doing. We encourage you, and kudos to you and the students for keeping that passion alive.
Thank you. And we would also like to say, for all the police officers out there, thank you for your service. You're doing a great job and a great service for us, and we really appreciate it.
And I'm glad you added that too. That makes it even more worthwhile. This is pretty awesome. For more information, visit FIU.edu. Of course, it's Florida International University, FIU.edu. And look for the Discovery Lab, FIU School of Computing and Information Sciences. I'm sure it's there somewhere. Look for a really long name, and that's going to be their department. Check it out at FIU.edu. And, of course, we'll link you there when you visit us at intotomorrow.com. I'm Dave Graveline. We're back with more from On the Field here at Marlins Park and the TigerDirect Tech Bash 2015 edition on the Advanced Media Network.